back to the WCG for the afternoon session on day 3 of the second statewide traffic management test match. Rabies 11 will resume after the lunch break at 3 for 47, still requiring 73 runs for victory after an ebb and flow opening session. Robert Leonard got Rabies 11 off to their strongest start of the series, blasting 4 fours and his quick knock of 16, which had Rabies 11 off and racing, but he was dismissed soon after by Brendan Scott after chopping onto his own stumps. That brought Tony Ibrahim to the crease. The debutant was quickly dealing in boundaries of his own, hammering some poor Brendan's 11 bowling to the boundary in his best moment at the WCG so far. Ibrahim racing to a possibly match-defining 27 before a Matt White thunderbolt ended his stoic resistance at the crease. And soon after, just before the lunch break, Nathan Hancock perished to leave Rabies 11 3 for 47 as we enter this middle session. So it'll be George Pineros to resume this middle session. 0 not out. Was dismissed for exactly that number in the first innings. Rabies 11 will be hoping that's not the case this time round. The first ball of the afternoon session will be Brendan Scott bowling to George Pineros. In now to full in swing and delivery. George gets an inside edge onto his pad and he's going to scamper through for a single first up. And it's a wayward throw, but he gets there in the end. Well, a nervous start there for Pineros, but he's off the mark nevertheless. Scott to continue to Pineros over the wicket. And now it's another in-swinging delivery, but this one starts wide outside the off stump. Pineros is able to let that go. 72 runs required for victory for Rabies 11. Scott will come in over the wicket again to Pineros. This one's a full out-swinging delivery. Pineros watches it well outside the off stump and lets that one go. Patience required at the crease here for Pineros. Rabies 11 will be hoping he can just get them back on track. Scott bowls again to him now. It's another in-swinging delivery. He gets in behind it well and takes on Stepien. Oh, and he was labouring there a bit, Pineros. He took this way too casually, yeah, and he would have been out with a direct hit, but he gets away with it. Scott to continue to Pineros again in the opening over after lunch. Oh, and that's a good delivery. It's an out-swinging delivery. And Pineros gets out of the way of it at the last minute. It's a good leave in the end. Testing time this for Pineros. Just has to hold firm. Here's the last ball of the over here for Scott. Oh, and that's closer. That looks like it's gone straight over the off stump. Yeah, it has, and that's a great leave in the end. 3 for 49 as Gavin Merrifield bowler around the wicket now to Pineros. In now to short delivery, and Pineros goes bang down the ground. That's a beautiful stroke for forwards. Put away the bad ball. And that's all they've got to do here. 50 up here for Rabies 11 in the 15th over. As Merrifield bowl again to him now. It's a massive appeal. Has he got an inside edge? The umpire says no. Well, Brandon's 11 are convinced there's an edge here from Pineros. The opposition captain is on the field. It's all happening. As we take a look at the replay. Oh, there's a definite sound as it passes the bat. That might be a square up. A huge talking point in this run chase. As Merrifield will bowl again to Pineros as he plays that onto his foot. And it's fielded by Hamid at that point region. Well, of course, Scott went on to make a big score after an inside edge was not detected by the umpire. Can Pineros now go on to do the same with his reprieve? 67 required for Rabies 11. They've got 5 wickets in the shed. So this is definitely doable if they just take their time and do this in clumps. Yeah, they've got to get it done if they want to keep this series alive. So Merrifield will bowl again to Pineros around the wicket. Pineros just lets that one go outside the off stump. Pineros, of course, came of age with the bat last year with Brandon's 11. It's been lean pickings with the bat so far in this series for Rabies 11. Scores of 5, 9 and 0. So as Merrifield comes in for the last ball of his over, it's a good length delivery on leg stump. Pineros defends. 3 for 53. Mark Pascal will bowl over the wicket now to George Pineros. It's a full delivery and Pineros goes bang over point. That's gone into the stand there for 6. Pasterfield over pitches first up. Pays the price. 61 now required for victory, as Pasterfield will continue here to Panera. It's the full delivery, he's beaten him! He's bowled him! It's a poor stroke there for Paneros, and that's a much needed wicket there for Brennan's 11. Paneros got into an awful position to play that ball, and it's 4 for 59. Well, it's Michael Johnson who comes in at number 5 for Rabies 11. They require 61 runs for victory. Can he be the man to get them towards that target? So it'll be Mark Pasterfield into Michael Johnson for his first delivery. In now to full delivery on leg stump, and Johnson plays and misses. Johnson stood up for his side in the first test match, making his highest score. Rabies 11 will be hoping for something similar in this effort. Rabies 11 still have McGregor, El-Basher and Schaefer in the sheds, with Johnson at the wicket. So Pasterfield will continue now to Johnson. It's a short delivery and he plays that off the back foot to Scott at mid-off. 4 for 59 as Alex Stepien will bowl to Johnson around the wicket. In now, it's a good length delivery outside the off stump, and Johnson leaves that alone. The cycle has been completed for Brennan's 11, so this will be a testing time for Michael Johnson and the Rabies 11's batsmen. Stepien, White and Scott expected to bowl very shortly. And Stepien bowls again now to Johnson, and it's wider outside the off stump this time. Johnson again leaves that alone. Johnson made 14 in the first innings, and if he can emulate that score, he'll at least get the deficit under 50. Here is Stepien bowls again to Johnson, who lets that crash into his legs, but he's aware enough to know that that's pitched outside the leg stump. It won't be given out LBW. Tense times at the WCG, and Stepien will bowl again now to Johnson, and he's ripped straight through Michael Johnson's defences, and it crashes into that leg stump. And Michael Johnson is the 5th man out for Rabies 11. That is near unplayable there from Stepien, and the pendulum swings again. So it's Pat McGregor who walks out with his side at 5 for 59, still requiring 61 runs for victory. Has had a torrid time with the bat this series, and they need him to step up now for his side. So Alex Stepien into Pat McGregor for the final ball of his over. Oh, and he's gone right through Pat McGregor first up. But it flashes past the off stump, and McGregor survives just. 5 for 60 as Scott will bowl now to Pat McGregor. He now to full delivery, it's a full toss, and Pat McGregor dispatches that on the offside. He's pierced the gap there beautifully to get off the mark, and that's a good start. Scott missing his length there. He'll continue again to McGregor. This one's another in-swinging delivery, and it's flashed past the legs. No, it hasn't! It's crashed into the stumps. Scott gets McGregor's wicket again at the WCG. Rabies 11 are collapsing in this middle session. McGregor's horror series with the bat continues, and they're 6 down. 6 for 64 as Rabi El-Basher, the skipper, walks out to the crease. And if ever they needed a captain's knock, it is right now. Still requiring 56 runs for victory. So it's skipper v skipper as Scott will bowl over the wicket now to El-Basher. In now, it's an in-swinging delivery, and Rabi El-Basher gets right across his stumps, and that could not have missed the leg stump by much. Brennan's 11 are on the brink of back-to-back Test Series wins. They require 2 more wickets, with Rabies 11 requiring 56 more runs. As Scott will bowl again now to El-Basher, who hangs his bat out there, and it catches a thick outside edge, and he's lucky for it not to go over the fence, and it hits the net. 6 for 64 as Matt White will steam in here to Rabi El-Basher. In now, it's a full delivery, bang on target, and El-Basher is well in behind it and defends on the leg side. He's more than capable of getting a score here, El-Basher, and will not want to leave too much to do for the final batsman, Schaefer. Here is White will steam in again to him now. It's a back of length delivery. Oh, and he's hung out his bat. And is that caught behind? It is. He's been given out by the umpire and he's got to go. That's the 7th wicket down for Rabies 11. The skipper goes for a duck and they're on the brink. Rabies 11 have lost 4 for 17 after the lunch break as Ryan Schaefer walks to the crease, the last hope here for Rabies 11. He's going to have to make his first half century at the WCG if Rabies 11 are to get home here. So it's White into Schaefer over the wicket. It's a short delivery and Schaefer lets that go outside the off stump. It's Gavin Merrifield to bowl the 20th over of the innings. We'll go around the wicket here to Schaefer. It's a good length delivery, and Schaefer just defends to Hamid Basha on the offside. Brennan's 11 just 1 wicket away from a famous victory. No team has clinched the series with a match to go, and this will be a first in test matches at the WCG. So it'll be Merrifield around the wicket to Schaefer once again. It's a full delivery, and that's gone over the fence. Here, there's a brief appeal from the Brennan's 11's fieldsman. But this looks like it's just off the boot. Merrifield to continue around the wicket to Schaefer. In now to full toss, and that's been hammered to the mid-wicket boundary by Schaefer. Well, bowling there at mid-wicket probably didn't even see it. He stood no chance. 4 runs. Off the mark there in style, Schaefer. He'll face Merrifield, who will go over the wicket this time. In now it's another full delivery, and again it's hit towards bowling at that mid-wicket region. And this one goes for 6. And if he didn't see the first one, he was no chance with that one. Hammered. 7 for 74. As bowling will bowl around the wicket now to Schaefer. It's a full delivery. It's played on that leg side, and it's beaten Daniel Hancock there at mid-on. Schaefer has raced to 14, and he is not going to die wondering here. It's all out attack. Bowling will bowl again to Schaefer around the wicket. In now, it's a good length delivery, and Schaefer just plays that on the leg side, and he plays that into the fence, but can't beat Scott, and he'll scamper through for a single. Schaefer moves to 15, and Rabi's 11 now require 41 runs for victory. This is not over yet by any means. Here is bowling will bowl again to him now, and he's let that go, and there's a brief appeal as it crashes into his legs, but I think that was sliding down leg side, and the umpire agrees. Could this be Schaefer's crowning moment at the WCG? 41 to get as bowling will bowl around the wicket again to Schaefer, and it's a full delivery on, make that 37 to get. The Schaefer goes bang down the ground. He has raced to 19. Rabi's 11, 7 for 83. Hamid Basha to bowl the 21st over of the innings. Rabi's 11, 7 for 83. As Schaefer goes bang down the ground once again. Daniel Hancock has no chance there at mid-on. Schaefer on 23. Could he do it for his side? They require 33. Rabi's 11, 7 for 87. As Hamid Basha will bowl again now to Schaefer. This one's a shorter delivery. Oh, it's been hit over the fence. That's it. Brennan's 11 have won the series. They take an unassailable 2-0 lead. It was just too much to do for Schaefer, and the party begins for Brennan's 11. Well, despite giving this target a good shake, there was just too much to do for Rabi's 11, as they have been defeated by 32 runs in this second test match, and Brennan's 11 have won back-to-back titles at the WCG for the first time ever. Tony Ibrahim made 27, Ryan Schaefer 23, Leonard 16, but it was not enough, and Brennan's 11 take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the series. So as we look ahead to the third test match, there is plenty to play for as history beckons for both sides. Brennan's 11 will be looking to become the first ever team to whitewash a series, with Rabi's 11 obviously not wanting to be on their receiving end, and will be looking to do everything they can to save some face in this series. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We'll see you then.